Hi everyone, good day. I am Jojette Verina and I'm going to report three topics for the MIS subject. I actually have notes and I'm going to read them. The first one is Transaction Processing System. A transaction processing system is a set of information which processes the data transaction in a database system that monitors transaction programs. The system is useful when something is sold over the internet. It allows for a time delay between when an item is being sold to when it is actually sold. For example, an example is a sporting event ticket. While the customer is filling out their information to purchase the seat ticket, the transaction processing system is holding the ticket so that another customer cannot also buy it. It allows for a ticket not to be sold to two different customers. There are two types of TPS. The first one is the batch processing. It processes several transactions at the same time with a time delay. The second one is a real-time processing. It deals with one transaction at a time and does not have a time delay. TPS had several features. The first one is the rapid response. The response time of a transaction processing system is important because a business cannot afford to have their customers waiting for long periods of time before making a transaction. The second one is reliability. A good TPS must be very reliable because if it were to break down, businesses could lose a huge portion of revenue because customers will not be able to purchase their products. Third one is inflexibility. The TPS must work the same way for every transaction as long as the TPS is being used. The formality and structure should never change. And last but not the least, the controlled processing. The TPS must be able to allow authorized employees to be able to access it at any time. So TPS is for storing and retrieving data. A TPS must be able to easily access the authorized employees, and the information that goes through a TPS must never be deleted so that there will not be any confusion of what orders have gone through. It is a good idea to have a backup hard drive so the older information can still be stored, but will not slow down the server which houses the TPS. So all in all, a TPS or a transaction processing system is very important and is very reliable, especially to those working and doesn't have a lot of time. So for just like the example, you want to order a ticket or a seat ticket. So a TPS is a very good transaction because it actually makes you very sure that you can actually bought a ticket or actually have a ticket. So the next one is, or the second one I'm going to read is Decision Support System or DSS. It is a computerized program used to support determination, judgment, and courses of action in an organization or a business. A DSS sifts through and analyzes massive amounts of data, compiling comprehensive information that can be used to solve problems and make a decision making. Typical information used by a DSS includes target or projected revenue, sales figures or past ones from different time periods, and other inventory or operations related data. So using a decision support system by an employee or others, for example, a DSS can be employed by operations management and other planning departments in an organization to compile information and data and to synthesize it into actionable intelligence. In fact, these systems are primarily used by mid to upper level management. So an example of a DSS is it may be used to project a company's revenue over the upcoming 6 months based on new assumptions about products, sales, due to a large number of factors that surround projected revenue figures. This is not a straightforward calculation that can be done manually. So, however, a DSS can integrate all the multiple variables and generate an outcome and alternate outcomes, all based on the company's past product sales data and current variables. So it actually is very helpful, especially to big companies or employees who's in the accountancy maybe or in the banks, something like that. The third one is executive information system. So an executive information system is a decision support system. It's just like the DSS. It is used to assist senior executives in decision making process. So just like the DSS, an EIS or an executive information system is also it also helps workers just like in DSS, who helps those who's working in just like in the banks or in accountants, or an accountant. So it does this by providing easy access to important data needed to achieve strategic goals in an organization. An EIS normally features graphical displays and an easy-to-use interface. So an EIS just have graphics compared to DSS. Well, DSS is for computing. This one, it actually helps them for strategy for their for example, they're going to strategize their marketing, strategize for their just for the company. So executive information system can be used by many different types of organization to monitor enterprise performance as well as to identify opportunities and problems. So So, early executive information systems were developed as computer-based programs on mainframe computers to provide a company's description, sales performance, and or market research data for senior executives. However, senior executives were not all computer literate or confident. Moreover, EIS data was only supporting executive level decisions but not necessarily supporting the entire company or enterprise. So right now, the current EIS data is available company or enterprise-wide, facilitated by personal computers and workstations and local area networks. Employees can access company data to help decision making in their just decision making in their individual workplaces or departments. So it's actually like the past. It's like it's just like the date all the data for a certain company. So that, for example, a one of is if there are teams who's going to strategize for marketing, they can just access the data and get what they want, get the data they want for strategy. So the typical EIS has four components: the hardware, the software, the user interface, and the telecommunications. So all in all, that is my report for the three topics for MIS. So I hope that even just a little actually I actually elaborate it. Actually, I just I mostly read, but thank you.